Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. So I've come on to show this month's signature that I've made for a swap in one of my Facebook groups. So this month we had a sewing theme. You may have seen the video that I made of me embellishing the first page here. But if not, I've just taken the words out of a sewing book that I had and backed them onto some, it's like calico, it's a light linen that's been tea dyed, and then I used some wooden flourishes which I painted with some acrylic paint. It was like a shiny gloss sort of paint, and this was a die cut that someone had gifted me, so I painted that as well and I inked them. And I've just stuck a bit of lace, a bit of curtain lace that I got from the second-hand shop on there, which I think makes it nice and pretty. I'm pretty sure it's avocado dyed papers that I've used that I was gifted as well. And then there's some of this fabric measuring tape that someone gave me. I really like how the cover turned out on this one. And so on this page, I'll just try and hold that, I have just used some of the pattern, and did I use some paper? I think there was a book page or something underneath. I was trying to see if I remember. I must have put some paper, probably scrap paper, behind the pattern, and then I glued it onto the pattern. I probably used my glue stick, but then I've gone and I think I PVA'd over the top because it's not tacky at all. So I don't think it was Mod Podge. But yeah, PVA'd over the top, and it's just made it a lot tougher because it was sort of not sticking properly at the edges and I was worried about it tearing. So, but I've just glue sticked a bit more of it up the top here with some more of the sort of linen and some lace scrap. And then I made this little book. Now I used some Project Life cards for this, just 2 cream Project Life cards. And I put some pattern on, and again I think I PVA'd the pattern on and PVA'd over the top just so it's stuck on really well. It just hardens it up nicely too, and I love the way that looks. And just cut that out of the, I think that come off the cover that you get your patterns in, the pattern book. And then I cut the little dresses out of the pattern instructions. So yes, that's my pattern book and a little bit of lace. And then I have just stapled some pages in. I think the onion skin dyed those pages because they're a bit yellowish. So, and then I decided I'd just put some eyelets in with my crocodile and tie some ribbon through. So that just slips into that pocket. And then I've made a pocket here with the page out of a sewing book, and I've just collaged it with the word style that came off of one of the patterns and a little bit of leftover lace and linen. And then I have die cut some of the spools out of my spool set, doing a lot of them lately. And I covered those, used my PVA again to cover those in some pattern. So it's nice and tough again. Just put some ribbon in the top. And I've just wrapped some nice lace on that one and a bit of ribbon on that one. And some more ribbon and some eyelash thread there for the recipient to use. So that's the pocket, just a folded up book page. Oh, it's an envelope. I made these a while ago, so it's like, oh, I can't remember what I've done. So it's an altered envelope that's been covered with the book page from the sewing book and one of the ladies off the pattern front and a little bit of pattern as well. Good sometimes. So yes, I can just slip these back in there. This one can be difficult to get in, I've got to be careful. Like that. And then that opens up like that, and I've just stuck a bit of lace, cream lace up the top. And then I've made a pocket. It's the front of a pattern, a children's pattern, and I've used some of the back of it as well to make it double thickness, just to keep it nice and strong to use as a pocket. And in that I've put a couple more of the button cards from Caroline's Craft Tree, I think they were. freebies. I'll try and remember to link them if I can find them again down below. It's the same as that one. That was one of her button cards as well, and I've just stuck some of my buttons on with my fabric glue. So now this is a pocket that I've made out of just book page, and I've sewed around it and then stuck it on, so there's no tuck spots in that bit, but it says children's clothing up the top, so I thought that was apt for the centre page. And then I've used some of the pattern out of the same book, and I've sewed around that and stuck it on as a pocket. So, and I've left little bits of thread hanging there. And there's 2 more of the button cards. I just thought they make really cool tags and journaling cards, so I'll put them in and they can be used. And then on this page, another bit of beautiful lace up the top. I was trying to sort of match the avocado stained papers a bit. So, and then that's the front of a pattern. I think I doubled that one as well. I backed it with some, it looks like I backed it with the onion skin paper, and just stuck the words off out of the pattern instructions on a bit of lace in there, and one of the cutouts from the instructions as well. So that makes extra journaling space there, and also you can use that whole page because I haven't put anything on there. And then on this side it's a bit more out of the instructions up there. Bit more lace, another button card with my buttons. They're vintage buttons and they look really nice on those button cards. I printed all the cards out on cream cardstock. It just went really nicely with the colour scheme. That's another lovely lady cut off of a pattern. I love that dress. And that was cut off the front of a pattern as well, the Don't Miss Your Style. And then I think this background was cut off the back of the pattern where they have the sizing. And then just backed onto some avocado dyed paper. That just slips in behind the button card. I've done some really faint stamping as well, just so the page isn't too boring, but it's not so dark that you feel like you can't write on it. So there's a mannequin up the top. There's some scissors there and a needle. And then on the back page I had this advertisement that I had grabbed out of a magazine. It's a bit of a cheeky one, doing the whole Marilyn Monroe bit. Pro Pleat Specialist Pleating Service for Dressmakers and Home Sewers. So I thought that was cool to finish it off with, and I've just put that onto some of the linen or whatever it is. It's a very thin, fine, quite vintagey too, that material, and that's been tea dyed. So yes, I love how that's turned out. I'm hoping the recipient will like it. I have so much fun ripping up all these bits of the patterns and that. They're great fun to use. So I must do more of that. I have to do a sewing journal sometime, I think. So I hope you're all doing well and getting some crafting done, and I will see you all soon. Bye.